Hey there, welcome to Hermit. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jackie. We're so excited to invite you into our safe space. Hermit Haven is like a cozy little hideout where we can celebrate being confident in ourselves as we find happiness in quiet moments.
So grab your favorite blanket and your favorite drink, and let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, I'm Jackie. Welcome back to Hermit Haven.
Hi, I'm Ashley. We're so excited to have you this week. This week, we're talking about time blocks and how to use time blocks to make your life more peaceful, to prepare for maybe the next season, prepare for what's next week, this week. How we use time blocks even to start with, because I feel like there's so many different ways. So we're going to talk about that. And we're really just going to dive into the how to use your time to literally make you the most successful person ever. And again, success can look however you want. So success could be, feeling like a champion because you were able to post one extra post this week. Or success might look like I was able to prep 4 extra doses of whatever meals and, for the freezer, right? Success is always going to look different on other people, but I feel like so many times we, like we said in our last episode, if you didn't catch it, it is called the time glow up. And we talked about why you would need to change your time, why it's so important. So we talked about maybe it's the season, maybe it's not working for you, maybe you're not getting enough time for your passions, right? So now, how do you actually make time for that?
Yeah, I feel like this season of my life, I'm wanting more time for creativity, like for painting and just things that I haven't done for majority of my motherhood life, like this section of my life. And so I'm always like, I don't have time for that. Like, I don't have time to sit and paint. I don't have, because I have a million, jillion other things on my to do list. And so I've been really figuring out in my schedule. And honestly, a lot of it is mental too. A lot of it is just being able to be like, you know what? I know I have this to do list, but maybe I just can't get everything on it done. And so it's really prioritizing, which can be a little hard, especially like I think Ashley and I have a lot of trouble with like prioritizing like what is actually most important, unless it's something obvious like going to pick up my child from school, but if it's
Yeah.
just like something on a list, sometimes it's hard for me to be like, if it's not super obvious and it's like I could pick all these things or one of whatever's on there and it would be fine. A lot of the times I'm just not picking myself. And so that's what I've been really working on lately, is being like, it's okay to choose time for me, and then figuring out where it fits best and all that stuff. So we want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think too. So I was talking to Jackie. Me and Jackie, like we literally will talk like for 30 minutes before we open these episodes. And I feel like we just have like a little warm up, a little prep, and we're always like just telling about our thoughts. But usually our thoughts then linger into this conversation, which these are all our conversations. This is just like I feel like the in-depth version of what we just talked about. But I was telling Jackie like how I feel like with right now we're in this season where we don't have a schedule. We have a routine because that's what's working with our family. And I think that sometimes the hardest thing is realizing that maybe the schedule works for everyone else around you, but maybe you're not that you guys can't work off that schedule. Like you're just not that type of person, and that is okay. Like my son is 5 months old and we have a million things going on. Today could look like I'm taking my son to work and then dad doesn't get off work till 8. We share a car. So I have to now put my son down and wake him up 2 hours later to take him to pick him up. And maybe that's not like that this week, right? And so it changes all the time. So instead, we just have a routine and it works for our family, right? We communicate, this is what's happening this week. This is our routine, right? But I feel like, too, like Jackie was saying, like, having a list. Like sometimes I need like 4 lists and I need like 4 different places. I need a note. I need a list. I need like 1,000 things. Like I need
Alarm.
yeah, and then it's the same thing too, like we were talking about this last week, but, like, why was it important to sit and do this AI thing for, like, 2 hours on a Saturday? Like, why was that important? Especially because I was like it's just like, why was that important, right? Like, I think so many times too, we think that we're superwoman and we can put everything on the list, or we have this, like, great idea that on Monday, I'm gonna do XYZ. Well, Monday comes and you're running late, you forgot your lunch, whatever it is, or whatever it is, whatever the case and scenario is, now you feel guilty because you could not get everything done on that list. So I think it's stripping what you're already doing and going back to the bare minimum. Like literally, what is your top three? I feel like that is so helpful sometimes. Like when you're like overwhelmed or stressed, you're like, I have too much. What am I actually doing? I think too, a lot of times it's thinking ahead, right? So maybe, you're grabbing tomato sauce, right? Maybe grab an extra can of tomato sauce, right? And again, these things do cost money, so maybe it's on the budget. But right, but if it isn't, like, if you're able to do that, like grab those extra stuff, like, maybe I'll grab an extra box of pasta, or like I was saying in the opening, maybe it's, we're making stuffed shells for dinner tonight. Maybe I'll make a double batch because it's an easy meal and I can freeze half of it. Or maybe you're like, the holidays are coming, right? They're right around the corner. Maybe it's saying, okay, I know I'm going to make this pumpkin bread for fall, but maybe I'll make an extra pumpkin bread, stick in the freezer. We'll have it for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we were talking a lot before we started this about planning for the future and like thinking about the future when you're planning even for this week. And I am not like admittedly the best at it. I do have like an actual calendar of all the events for the month, but I'm usually just thinking about like this week, not about what's happening in the future because sometimes it's hard enough for me to think about what's going on for today. But it is so helpful when you can plan ahead. I have been pretty consistent about meal planning, not necessarily prepping it, although that would be helpful too, but like, planning for the week ahead so that I only have to go to the store, one day a week, because I don't really want to go to the store a bunch of days a week. And I don't even really want to go do a drive up like multiple days a week. Like that we are always on the go. Like we have so many things going on during the week and activities. And I'm always in the car and I just like don't want to be in there as much as that's just my thing. And so I plan it all on Thursday and try to have almost everything that we need. A lot of the time it ends up working out to where I have stuff for almost 2 weeks, which is really nice. Just like happens that way. Besides like maybe the meat, but yeah, I just think planning ahead and knowing, and everyone's different. So, like, knowing what's going to be most helpful for you. It is helpful for me to plan ahead my meals because, like I said, I don't like going to the store multiple times. So that's what's helpful for me. It's also like every single day for me, I feel like I need something different. And like I've talked about my little rings planner that I'm obsessed with because I felt like, and this has to do with planning, but like in a bound book, right? Like, I mean, obviously you could do it online. I'm trying to stay off of my phone as much as I can because I feel like it's affecting my anxiety. That's just like my personal little thing that's happening. But like in a bound book, I feel like it's so set in like a certain way, right? And so like you have to follow, like put everything in these little boxes. And every day I'm like different. Some days I need a literal like hour by hour schedule because I feel so out of control. My mind cannot focus and I'm just like literally I can feel it right now. Like I know
Yeah.
what it feels like. I'm just like panicking. And so I have to have just like an hour by hour. And so I create like all my own little layouts in there. Most days I just have like a daily to-do list, right? Like sometimes I can go through the week if I don't need that and I can just have like a weekly, but I just feel like planning it out and knowing that it's okay that you need something different. Like it's okay that it switches here and there, but like Ashley saying, like the routine basically stays the same, even if you feel like it needs to change. Is that even making sense?
Yeah.
The routine stays the same.
Yeah. And I think here, like, let's ask this question because that's actually what I was thinking is what does that routine then look like? For me, that routine looks like, I know my son every day is going to wake up at the same time and go to bed around the same time. Is the same time as Zach? No. So it's literally yesterday, I put him down at like 3:15, thought he was going to take like a 45-minute nap, but I had a feeling like maybe it'll be a little longer because he didn't really nap during the day. This boy slept and slept. We had to go wake him to feed him again. Like he was out, right? But that's what I'm saying is like I knew, okay, like it's every day the same though. He wakes up, we feed him, right? He pretty much stays up for a little bit, goes back to sleep, right? And then maybe the next cycle, right? He wakes up, whatever. And so we build our life around that, right? But we're building our life together. That's the thing too, is I feel like it's making your schedules work for everyone around you. Like I think so many times when you're creating your schedule, and I think I've told this to Jackie 4,000 times, but like sometimes when I'm creating my schedule, I sometimes forget that there's other players in my schedule, like my husband, my child, work, whatever it is. Like, it's, or maybe it's like not work per se, but like maybe it's something, extra for work. Like I have a brand deal I have to do. So that's sometimes, so building that routine. So knowing like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, right? I think then building that schedule around it sometimes helps. What's your routine maybe look like?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I obviously know like Mondays this happens, like Pierce goes to speech certain days, so I know that that's time where I use that time as my reading time while I'm waiting for him. So, I mean, I try to like fit things in, but I know that, certain times I have to drop off the boys, certain times I pick them up. They have, swim or sports or whatever. And so like same thing if you're working, if you're working, then you're going to be at work at a certain period of time, or if you're working from home or whatever, and you can like sit and look at your day. This is what I do. This is how my brain works. So I sit and look at my day and I'm like, okay, these are the things I have to do today. These are my in between times. These are like my pockets of time, right? Where I know that I can choose what I'm putting into those. I know that I have certain things I have to do, but so that's when I go in and I'm like, okay, today I'm going to like get the laundry done. So after, I just make sure that like after I drop off Gavin, that's when I try to put it in. But then I know I have to schedule somewhere else to like flip it over. Otherwise, I'll forget. And so
Yeah.
I'm just thinking through my day and what I want to get done and where it fits in my schedule. I'm so visual. So, and if I don't tell myself where it goes, like I probably won't do it. Or I get so overwhelmed when I have the extra time. I was just telling Ashley, like if I don't tell myself what I'm doing in my free time, then I'll just sit there and like look around and be like, well, I have this and this and this and this and all these different things. How do I pick which one to do? So I have to like be in that mind space. And that's why I have like in my little planner, like a daily page
Yeah.
where I'm just like, this is the order of things that I ideally need to get done. And like you're saying, there's other players in life. Sometimes the boys are sick. Sometimes they need me for extra stuff or, whatever. Or that day I wake up and like my anxiety is soaring and maybe I can't do the full thing that I thought I could do. And so you have to really be flexible and be able to pivot.
Yeah.
But I do think like if you're visual, like having, and you can do it on like online too, like you can do it on the Google Calendar or Apple Calendar, like you can kind of like put those little things in there. It doesn't mean you have to follow it exactly. Like it's okay. I'm terrible about knowing how long things take. So oftentimes I put stuff in and I can't get everything done because I don't even realize how long. We talked about this in another episode. I really need to sit down and like actually figure out how long things take me, but I just haven't done that. That would be helpful. So is this making sense? I have
Yeah.
to visually put it in
But
and
that's your
look at
way
it.
of doing it, right? And I do that too some days. Like some days I will take I use Notion, love Notion. If you are a Notion user, please like comment Notion. I just did a brand deal with Notion. I was super excited. I will say it was not my best brand deal filming. I honestly delayed my filming because I had a migraine, whatever. It's not the point. But I use Notion Calendar, which connects to your Google Calendar. So I have like different Google calendars with different colors and they're divided by category. So there's one for Hermit Haven, one for like my house, one for me, one for whatever. And it is literally, so when I plan my day, it's like in different colors, right? That's how some days it works. Then some days it's just pulling up my basic to-do list, which is the same thing every single day, which I found was the easiest thing is just having like a basic list. Like these are what I'm striving to do. And I add it to that list if it's a busy day or if it's like I'm at home and I can just kind of chill day. Because the days I can chill, I want to try to, and then again, I think it's a commitment, right? Like it's such a commitment to yourself. Like this is the biggest commitment is learning how to use your time towards you, not against you. Like such a big commitment, right? And I think so many times we just are like, ugh, we don't know what to do with our time, or we're overwhelmed with our time, or we don't think we have the time, right?
Or
Which
we
is what we talk.
say yes to things that we shouldn't be saying yes to.
Yes, or we're putting too many things on our calendar, or we're just not like. I feel like we're not in line with our goals. We're not in line with like where we want to go, right? Like it takes me maybe 2 minutes to make a brand, like to make like maybe a video about take B-roll, right? It takes maybe less than a minute to make B-roll. But like I'm just forgetting, right? Maybe it's like I'm not aligned right now. Maybe I'm not journaling enough, right? I think that's something too we have to look at our time. Are we aligning with our time? Are we giving our time what we need? Right. And I think so many times, we were just talking about this with Jackie, right? We think we need office hours every single day because we have to keep up with what we're doing, right? We have a podcast, we have social medias that we're working on, we have different things. We both bring in income from social media, right? And the thing is we have all these other tasks that we want to do. Like, I feel like these are tasks that would actually make us succeed even farther with what we're doing. But we're just, because in our head, we're overwhelmed. We think that we don't have the time because we have this, that, and the third on our plate, that we're just not getting it done. But we were literally just talking about, well, instead, maybe one day a week, we say, okay, I'm going to break up the 40,000 tasks that I know that will actually make me get ahead in my time, and just maybe say, okay, I'm gonna do 15 minutes of this one and then 15 minutes of this one. I'm just gonna take an hour once a week to do that, right? And I think so many times it's a strategy too. How can I use my time wisely? It's the same thing. When I started nannying, I remember I took forever to do my like housework. Like this was like, oh my gosh, almost 6, 7 years ago now. But when I nannied for this one family, I was basically the mother helper slash house manager more than a nanny, I would say. And there was days I did work with the children, but whatever. Besides the point. I remember when I started, it took me forever to get all my housework done, like forever. And then I started realizing that as soon as I get there, start the laundry. Like no matter what I do, drop my stuff, run, start the laundry. Okay, laundry going, start the dishes. Okay, dishes going. Okay, laundry ready to flip. All right, now I can go organize the kids' rooms. Okay, like it started like putting it together. Like where can I use my time? It's the same thing. Like when Ari's awake, instead of like sitting here on my phone scrolling, I could be like editing the podcast. I could be doing all these things. Like he's napping on me anyway. He's not like running around. Like he doesn't need my attention. He's literally sleeping on me, right? So instead of scrolling, why am I just scrolling, right? And then instead of trying to clean while he wants my attention, why don't I give him my attention then? And then as soon as I put him down for a nap, I can clean. Or maybe take time to myself. That's something too we talked about in the past couple days was, are you scheduling time to reset? Are you scheduling time to shut off your brain? Like I feel like I've been the last 2 weeks putting so much on my schedule. Like I'm like, okay, on Thursday I'm gonna do this, Friday I'm gonna do this, because I have 4 days. I know I have these 4 days. They're kind of change here and there because of Matt's work, or like maybe the baby has a doctor's appointment, whatever it is. But I realized that I literally get to the point at the end of the day that I feel like I blacked out. I realized that I feel like I blacked out and I have no idea what happened today. And I was just going on 1,000. I don't even know if I ate today. Like, and that's not good, right? So it's sitting down and saying, okay, well, how can I fix this problem? And I think that so many times we don't see that too, is there's points in our schedule that we think are working for us, but they're actually working against us. So we have to sit down and readjust our time and say, okay, well, this isn't working. So instead, the other day when I was waiting for Matt to come out, because again, we share a car, so I was waiting for him to come out of work, and instead of scrolling or trying to push myself to work because I have 10 minutes, I'm like, okay, I can get a post up, I can do this, right? I said, no, I'm going to turn on some chill music, some Japanese lo-fi, which is my absolute favorite. And besides, that's actually maybe top favorite, not my favorite, but you get the point. And I'm going to read a book on my phone.
Yeah.
And I felt better. And I didn't feel like I felt like I reset my day.
I feel like the last few weeks, and I know I keep talking about my little rings planner, but I just think I needed a system that worked for me. And I think that that's like the hardest part, is maybe finding a system. Like I said, if I don't write down what I need to do, I won't do it. If I don't tell myself how I'm going to spend my day, then I'll magically my time I'm just like, what did I do with my time? Just like you just said. And so I have been really wanting to take back control of what I'm doing and getting more things done. Like I know that I feel better. I have been trying to like manage my anxiety. So there's things I need to do for myself in order to manage that. And I just feel like I I would be like, oh, I didn't have time to work out today. But why didn't I have time? Because who knows what I was doing? Like, and I don't even know. I couldn't tell you, because if I can't rely on my brain at all to remember absolutely anything, especially the things I have to get done. So in my little planner, can I just like walk you through like what I think in my head? So I have obviously my daily pages. Like I said, I will sit down. You can do this the night before, a morning of. I typically have time in the morning, so I do it in the morning, but probably should do it the day before. It's fine. But I will write down the things, and I do have a list. So for like our podcasts and things, I have a list of things I know I need to get done on Monday. I know I need to get done on Tuesday. And it's not like cleaning, although I do have one of those too. I tell myself ideally what I'd like to get done on each day. Doesn't always happen, but I have tasks that I know I would, and it's not even like I have to get them done. It's just I want to be ahead. So I have tasks for each day that are the same, if that makes sense. So like I'll look at my Monday page and be like, oh, these are the things that I want to get done, whatever. Put them on my little right to do thing. I have all of my workouts written down, like for the next week. I already have them written down. I asked ChatGPT. We love ChatGPT. ChatGPT gave me a little workout plan. And so I've been working out every single day. I have like one rest day. But before I wasn't consistent. And part of that is me like wanting to make sure that I keep my anxiety away. But part of that is just me better scheduling myself. I've been painting again. I haven't painted in forever. It's just because I've been like scheduling that time. And I know that there's other things that are important to get done. It's not like I'm, neglecting anyone or anything. Am I cleaning? Like probably could put more time into that, but it's clean. It's clean. It's just not like maybe like deep cleaned every day. But it's just like, where do I want to spend my time? Do I
Yeah.
want to like surface clean and deep clean every once in a while? Or does that, it's just like
But it's also what's
I
your priorities? It sounds like your
yeah,
priorities are taking care of yourself because when you take care of yourself, you're able to give back to others. And I just know you, so I know that's like what you're
yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
But and I think that's so many times what it is too. Like I made bread the last 2 weeks. I like put that in my schedule, right? Like me and Matt been talking about it for so long, and I was like, and I've been telling Jackie this for so long. I was like, I want to, and I don't think I did that good this Shabbos, but I want to like start prepping bread and like start making like nice meals for Shabbos and like talking about Shabbos with Ari, like, right? And like that's my priority. And I think sometimes we think like, I think again, seasons, whatever it is, but I think we sometimes have to realize that certain things are not a priority and certain things are. And we have to give back that time to that priority. And I think again, I think no matter what we talk about in any single episode, if you're not pouring into yourself, if you're not being mindful about yourself, your goals, what you want, how you feel, what you want, then it does not matter what we talk about, you will never connect with it. It's sad to say, but it's the truth. If you are not taking care of yourself, it doesn't matter what we talk about in any of these episodes, right? And I think that is the magic ingredient to anything in life is you need to take care of yourself. You are
Yep.
the most important person. So when we're talking about this, we're talking about making sure you're putting time for yourself. And we're going to talk about that more in the next episode. We're really going to dive in about how to give your time to others, but really keeping your time still. But when you're planning your day, give yourself one task. Say, every day you're planning, say, I'm going to give myself 5 minutes in the morning, or I'm going to give myself 5 minutes at night, whatever it is. Give yourself that time. You deserve it because you matter. And especially the holiday seasons are coming, right? And that's another thing too. The holiday seasons are coming. Your house might be a little messier this season because you want to go to the fall festival. It's okay to skip a Sunday reset because that fall festival is more important. That is okay. And I know it's hard sometimes, but maybe instead it's putting 5 extra minutes into your other days. So, okay, Sunday, I usually do my Sunday reset. This is not true. This is just like a sample. But if I was the type of person to do a Sunday reset, but there was a fall festival on Sunday, then I'm going to put 5 extra minutes into my other days. And maybe then I get to those other days and I'm just not feeling it. And that's okay too, right? We're always going to be playing catch up. It's as much as we think we're ahead, we're never truly going to get ahead because life has its own plans for us. And just that simple.
You know what I keep thinking my squirrel brain. There's this girl that I follow on the TikTok, and she just had a baby, but previous to that, she would have videos. A lot of them were like cleaning videos. It's just making me think of her. And she always says in her videos, she's like, I basically want it to look like no one lives here, right? And like I'm like, not it's so terrible. I promise you I'm not judging. I love watching her content. Like I think she's awesome. She also like eats like really high protein and like works out, and I just love following her. She's just so cute. And then I was like, well, she's going to have a baby. I wonder if it's going to change or whatever. And she still is like on her cleaning game and like getting all the things done, even though she has a little baby, which can be hard. And a lot of people are like, how are you doing this? And it's simple. That's her priority.
Mhm.
That's what she wants. That's what's keeping her sane. Her eating well and keeping her house clean is keeping her sane. And so she's prioritizing it. She's probably not watching all the new shows that everyone's talking about. She's probably not sitting there scrolling on TikTok all day
Maybe
long.
she
Like she's
is. Maybe
prioritizing.
she's maybe she is. Maybe she knows how to use her time wisely,
Yeah.
right? Some people you look at them and you think they have 48-hour days and a 24-hour day. It's just
Yeah.
how they use their time. And I think that's what it is. At the end of the day, we are all different. Jackie wakes up early before the boys and she, does her little journaling, little reading, like she does her thing, right? I will literally wake up with Ari, okay? Like I'm not waking up before him. Like I will get my me time when he goes down for his first nap. Like that's just how my brain works. Like I'm not waking up early, right? As much as like it is nice, like especially because when I have work, I wake up a little earlier than Ari, but that's because I need to use my time wisely. Like I need to wake up before him so I can shower so I can then take care of him. Right. I found that if I showered later, then I didn't have enough time, it felt like, because I like was rushing almost.
Yeah. I feel like a big part of like staying on schedule and stuff, can we talk a little bit about distractions?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's kind of where we fall off. And this is going to be very subjective because it really depends, like we said, what your priorities are on what a distraction equals to you. Um, Sometimes distractions can be, like we said, saying yes to things that you're like, I feel like I should say yes because they're asking me. I hate saying no, but really, like, it's not going to bring you a ton of joy, and therefore, like, you probably shouldn't say yes, but you are anyway. That can be a distraction. Maybe like going to the fall festival, it seems so overwhelming to you because you're an introvert, but like getting pumpkins and painting them at home feels like a better use of my time. Do you know what I mean? Like it really depends on your personality and what you need. That's one distraction. So I feel like that, like women, we talk about this all the time. Like we always say yes to all the things because we just feel like we need to, but we don't need to. And so please, especially as we get towards the holidays and there's all sorts of fun things, just make sure you're not overscheduling yourself with
I think
other things.
I think too,
You
I think something we talked about this before, but you don't want to ruin it for someone else either. So like, right, I feel like sometimes like you have to show up to your family's like meal, but you can set a boundary and say, "Hey, I'm going to come, but it's only going to be an hour or two." Right?
yeah,
It is okay to set that boundary, right? Like tonight, we have a housewarming party for our friends. Honestly, I don't wanna go. It's not that I don't love them. I love them to death. They're the nicest, sweetest people in the entire world. Like, I literally love them so much. Like, but I just don't want to socialize with all these people I don't know. I don't want to like I have a baby. Like, I don't wanna drag my baby there. Like, there's so much I don't wanna do about this, but I'm gonna go because I know that it would mean the world to them.
yeah,
But it's
that's
setting that boundary knowing that I'm only going for an hour or 2, if that.
yeah, yeah.
I don't
I
have to say there's no obligation. I think that's so many times too. Like we create this like glass ceiling, like there's this obligation, or I have this like I have to do it perfectly. I have to do the full commitment. But why? Like we do this so many times. Like we trick ourselves almost to think these thoughts that don't need to be real. And instead, we need to break that glass ceiling and be like, let me try something new. And that's what this episode's about, right? Maybe, right, Jackie schedules it by time. Some days I schedule it by time. Some days it's just a list. Some days I have 14 lists. It's one for my, like I have a list that goes, these are my Monday list. This is my basic to-do list. This is my weekly to-do list. This is a note, right? And maybe that's just too much that, right? Some days. And some days it's perfectly what I need. And sometimes I just need a list that's
sometimes
like,
it's a distraction.
yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying, right? Maybe you're a person that needs multiple like things. Maybe you just
Yeah,
need something simple, right? Maybe you need pictures, right? That my digital one is literally like a coloring book. I just like color in what I did for today,
that's cute.
right? So like every you need, and I think that's what this episode's also about. If you're like we said in the last episode, if you're not using your time, if your time is not benefiting you and you're not feeling like you're getting everything out of your time, then you need a time glow up. And what is a time glow up? It means changing your schedule. It's changing what you're doing. Or maybe it's something simple. It's a simple shift. Maybe in the morning you feel rushed when you shower and you don't care if you shower in the morning or night. So maybe try and showering at night instead, right? That simple time switch might save you so much time. It might save you maybe 5 minutes in the morning, but mentally, you are now not stressed about taking a shower in the morning because you don't have time, right? In your brain, right? So now you're not mentally stressed about that. You're not rushing through. And I think that's sometimes what it is you're like rushing through the next task, right? Because you're like, I
Yeah.
have to get here, I have to do this. Take time.
Sometimes when your
Have
schedule
time.
seems one mundane too, like making switches like that is something I do to trick my brain. Even though I'm still doing all the same things, I switch it around to feel like, oh, it's totally different, but it's not different.
Mhm.
I'm still getting the things done. It's just different times. I
Yeah.
do that like, often. It's my
Yeah, and I
brain.
think well, and I think another thing is if you can like take away some like another thing about this episode I want like everyone to take away is you need to use your time again to for you and use it towards you, but it's adding okay, I think this is task is going to take 15 minutes. That's great. In your brain you think it's going to take 15 minutes. add an extra 10 minutes, right? If you finish the task early, maybe you'll be motivated to do more. Maybe you'll say, oh, I can go on to the next task. How successful am I? I'm ahead now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and it's the same. And I think that's something about it too, is really be mindful, right? How long is this really going to take? And I think too, like when we talk about content creation, because I know that's just like one of our topics that we talk a lot about, me and Jackie and I, but it's leaving my house 1 minute earlier to take my outfit of the day video. Literally 1 minute earlier. That's it. I literally tell myself I have to leave my house 1 minute earlier today so I can take my outfit of the day video. It takes me 2 seconds to take this video. But if I don't tell myself I have this extra minute, it's not going to get done. And then it's preparing. It's saying, okay, I'm going to start my caption now, or I'm going to do my caption the night before, right? And so that way I just have to put it together when I'm at lunch. It's breaking up the tasks that are so simple that you can do ahead to do it ahead.
And a lot of the times, like, not that I want to get into this subject too long because this could be a whole episode, but sometimes you're not going to feel motivated, even though you have things on your to do list. And sometimes it's valid. Like, sometimes it's like, I'm having physical anxiety. I kind of need to switch things around. But sometimes it's like, oh, I just don't feel like it. And you just have to push yourself through. Sometimes you just have to push through. And I promise you, we all feel that way sometimes. But if you truly, like, really want to make time for yourself and have time for the things that you need, sometimes you have to push through. And it has to be that no excuses type of mindset, which I don't think always works, but it is true sometimes, a lot of times, especially like things that you just don't want to do, right? I'm just like, oh, I just want to do that right now. And then I just like push myself to do it because really it's not going to take as long as you actually think.
I think sometimes you need to challenge yourself. And because we do get in this lazy mindset, we're like, oh, we can wait till tomorrow. But then I don't know. I always think about the Lil Wayne song. In one of his songs, he goes, time is money. He goes, if time is money, I'm an hour past pay. Right? It's so true though. Like time is money, right? So yeah, you can wait till tomorrow, but then you're going to wait till tomorrow for some other task, and you're going to wait for tomorrow for another task. And it's a snowball effect, right?
Yeah.
So if you have, and that's something we talked about in the last episode, follow your energy, right? If you today feel like you can do 1,000 physical tasks, put all those computer tasks aside. Put all those like basic tasks aside. Go do all those physical tasks today, right? Change your schedule up. And I think that's something, again, feel that you can do it. Feel the courage, feel brave that you can change it. Now, I'm going to be honest, it's not like we just woke up one day and knew what we were going to do with our schedule. YouTube, podcasts, they are your bestie. I literally
Practice.
Mm-hmm.
Practice.
Try different stuff though. That's what I did. I went on YouTube, watched different people planning, watched people using different systems, watching different stuff, figuring out what works, right? Then honestly, like Jackie said, she didn't like a basic planner. I made my own digital planner. That's what I did. I went into Canva, made my own digital planner. I didn't like what was on Notion. I made my own, right? And sometimes that's what it is. And I think too, Jackie talked about this earlier, but she was saying like how sometimes she plans for the night before. That might not work for some people, right? I sometimes will plan for the night before and be like disappointed with what I plan and be like, that's too much. I know I'm in the mood today. Like that's just not me, right? So instead, maybe plan your top 3 before you go to bed. This is what I got to get done tomorrow. Get that off your mind.
Yeah. I say, I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day. Probably shouldn't even say this out loud because for most people, a top 3 absolutely works. Whenever I write a top 3, I never do the top 3. I don't know what it is about my brain. Like, what is going on in there?
Yeah, no, it's so true though. I get it. But like, and that's
for most people that
it might not work. Find what works for you. And I think that's the point of this episode is you can be successful in whatever season you're walking into. You can prepare, but you have to create that time in your schedule. So as we slowly get into this holiday season, keep things in mind, right? How do I want to spend my time, right? Maybe I know holiday season is going to be hectic, so I need more time for myself beforehand. Or maybe I know that I'm going to have other responsibilities for my kids, so I need to pre-shop now, right? While I'm at the grocery store, grab an extra couple groceries, prep a couple extra meals, right? Whatever it is, use your time however you feel fit, but make sure you're using it towards you and it benefits you. And we love you all, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. We probably can have a part 2, part 3, but we do have another episode next week about time. We're going to talk about how we are giving time to others, but still keeping time for ourselves, that boundary of time. And I'm so excited about that episode because I think so many times we give to other people and we don't give enough to us. So, and I know Jackie's excited too because that's something she's been working on also, and I've been working on. and really just giving back to ourselves and finding our passion and hobbies again, which we talked about also. So we talked about all the good stuff. But if you love our combos, we'll see you next Wednesday. And we love you all. And yeah.
Love you.
Did you want to say something? I saw you wanted to say something.
I was just saying, if you want to, like, if you ever want more detail on things that we do, or like, Ashley's what is it called, online planning, digital planning, or whatever. If you just ever need more tips, like, don't hesitate to ask us, because we love this topic. So anyway, that's all.
Let us know if you want a part 2 of this by just putting the comment time in anywhere that you see this, and we'll get you on that part 2. We love you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for spending time with us today and being part of our Hermit Haven community.
We hope you enjoyed our cozy chat and are inspired to embrace your inner hermit.
Remember, even in the quiet moments, you're never alone on this journey, because we are truly all in this together.
So until next time, stay cozy, stay true to yourself, and keep spreading love wherever you go.
Bye for now.
We'll see you next time.